Back in 1999, a teenage boy named Yang, born and raised in China, traveled to London for his graduation. He was only 19, filled with dreams, hopes, and just a hint of fear. At that point in time, China was still in the developing phase, and studying abroad was considered a major achievement. Yang and his family had saved every bit they could, working tirelessly, and at last, the opportunity came for him to study at a university in London. For Yang, it felt like the start of something new, a chance to discover the world, gain knowledge, and hopefully build a brighter future for both himself and his loved ones. But this journey turned out to be far more difficult than he had imagined. He had never stepped outside China before. He barely spoke any English, and like many of his fellow citizens back then, he had almost no exposure to Western customs or online platforms. The world outside China seemed distant and intimidating. The moment he landed in London, he was met with his very first obstacle, figuring out the train station. Every sign was in English, without a single Chinese translation. Feeling lost and overwhelmed, Yang ended up missing his train. While standing on the platform, unsure about what to do, he spotted an older man struggling with a load of heavy bags. That man was Hans, a gentle-looking man, probably in his 50s, even though there was a language barrier. Yang hurried over to help. He couldn't properly ask for directions, but he hoped his small act of kindness would speak for itself. Hans, though surprised, was deeply moved by Yang's gesture. As they sat together, Hans gradually realized that Yang had just arrived in the UK, didn't know English well, and had no support system. But instead of walking away, Hans made an incredible choice. He invited Yang to stay with him. Hans lived alone and offered his home to Yang while he finished his studies. It would help Yang save money, and Hans would have someone around for company. What began as a simple act of kindness laid the foundation for something beautiful. Yang moved in, and over time, the two became close. Hans helped him settle into life in London, taught him English, guided him through university life, and was there for him emotionally. In return, Yang helped Hans with errands, grocery shopping, and day-to-day tasks. What started off as a landlord and tenant relationship slowly transformed into something deeper. A bond much like father and son. The years flew by. Yang completed his graduation and went back to China to begin his professional life. But the distance never broke their connection. They continued to stay in touch. Years later, when Hans fell ill and started feeling lonely again, Yang didn't hesitate to give back. He remembered the time when Hans had stood by him when he had no one. Yang reached out and invited Hans to come live with him in China, just like before. He made sure Hans felt like he was part of the family. After Yang got married, he told his wife early on, "This man is like a father to me. He'll always live with us." Together, they built a home full of love, warmth, and respect. A home that welcomed Hans with open arms. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Please like, comment, and share if you want to keep these videos coming.